Hello, my name is Dustin Cooper. I'm out of Avon, Indiana, just west of Indianapolis, here at the Builders Showcase at the 2024 NSRA Streetwear Nationals. Here I've been invited with my 23 Ford T-Bucket that I've been working on for the past 7 years. That has been currently shown at the ISCA Indoor Car Show circuit and brought it here and put it on display. So been doing a lot of work on this car. There's some history, some background to this car. Ironically, the car was originally built back in 1971. And back in the 80s, it changed some hands. Back in the 90s, my dad used to own the car. And back when I was about 7 years old, when my dad had it, we used to run around this car going to a bunch of car shows all the time, burning up the town all night long. Go to other car shows, and I'd be sitting in the passenger side. My dad always put the cleaning bag right on my lap, being a little kid. Well, after that, my dad sold the car. Don't know where it went. Lost track of it. Ever since I was in high school, I've been collecting parts to build a T-Bucket just like this car. And didn't think about it, but I was scrolling through the internet on Facebook Marketplace. Car come available about 7 years ago. I found it. Now, it was in disrepair and in bad shape. The wiring was all strung out. The car was hit on the one side. The transmission was blown. The radiator was leaking. The rear end was twisted. It barely ran. And I had about it was pretty much one drug dealer away from just being completely scrapped. So we got the car back, my dad and I both did, and I wanted the car, so went ahead and original plan was to get the mechanicals right on it, get it cleaned up, drive it as a survivor car. One thing led to another, and then we got all apart, and I ended up redoing every single bolt, nut, bolt, done everything on this car myself besides the interior and the chrome. So I seen the car for sale at a car show back in 2013, but I couldn't swing it then, but always wanted the car back. And there I am, the top picture, me in 96 when Dad had the car, and me at the bottom there in 2018, the day he got the car back. All right, now when I started redoing this car, rebuilding it, I wanted to take it back to the original status of the hiatus of T-Buckets. That was back in the early 70s when chrome and candy paint was everything. So this car does run and drive. I haven't had it on the road yet, still showing it. But for example, we got a fully chrome plated front axle, the front leaf springs, headlights. The headlights are rare aftermarket headlights that was made from the 20s and 30s in Toledo, Ohio. They're accessory lights off a commercial vehicle. So you really won't see those headlights anymore. These are original Earhart disc brakes. Holdcraft spoke wheels from the late 60s, original chrome from the late 60s. The straight rib tires don't make anymore, so I found NOS tires from Dunlop that I found. I wanted that straight rib for 16-inch wheels that they don't make. So just little details I had to go into to try to make it right. So this is solid brass radiator made by Brassworks. The original radiator was still good. I had it polished up, but it still wasn't nice enough, so I had a brand new one made. Everything else is not store-bought chrome. Everything I had re-chromed. So that's why it has real good, nice luster and all that. I fabricated, made the firewall piece and the hardware where it's all countersunk screwed in. The spark plug hold routers and hold downs. The spark plugs are gold plated. Whatever gold you see on this is real 24 karat gold. I want a little bit of contrast to break away from the chrome. So the engine is painted the same as the body, the Brandywine, but these are real 24 karat gold plated bowls on the carburetors, linkage rods, the spark plugs. Underneath the car, I got shifter linkage gold plated. I also have gold plated U-joints in the drive shaft. But running old school stuff, a dual point Mallard distributor. The heads are from 66 to 67 Corvette Fuelie heads. These are original 60 style Cal custom valve covers and a matching oil pan, Hawaiian intake from early 70s. So everything's all period correct. For example, the motor mounts are even handmade right here. Those are not store-bought. Those are all handmade, welded up, chrome plated. This bracketry for the alternator, back before they made the kits for the low mount alternator for these small block Chevys, this is all handmade. This is all they had right there to work with. The radius rods, which are these rods right here, all four corners, all handmade, not a kit or anything. The headers, they still make similar style headers, but they don't make these headers. So I had these headers, I modified them and had them re-chrome plated. The biggest difference is the bolt-on flange on the back. Now the heads are legit chrome plated, but I cut the headers, these areas out here, so we can still see the side of the heads. The transmission is chrome plated. It's a late 60s Turbo 400 with a B&M shift kit. These cowl lights right here, these cowl lights, this windshield frame, the door hinge, the front spring and rear spring, and the steering wheel are all original Model T parts. So they're not aftermarket Speedway kit or anything like that. I made these mirrors here out of about 3 different other mirrors. I drilled and tapped and shortened and got some other mirrors, pieced it all together for a good looking mirror right there. Instruments on the dash, those are classic instruments. So it's about the newest thing on the car. So I had them all custom made where they're all just plain and simple, but it carries on the gold leaf right here around all the dash. The bottom bezels right here on your shift boot, steering column, and right there on your brake pedal boot are all CNC plasma cut that I measured out, hand made nice thick and had in chrome plated so they all match. It's legit gray crushed velvet button tuck interior upholstery work. All the wiring is underneath the seat. The gas tank and the battery is in the back right there, fully polished gas tank. Now again, I want to go old style period correct with this car. These wheels, these are chrome slot wheels. They had about 5 different manufacturers back in the day. I forget what brand these are, but they're NOS still in the box when I found them. So this is all original chrome from back in the late 60s, 68, 69 or so. Now, Mickey Thompson caps had them chrome plated. That's what's going on there. So they don't make those wheels anymore. Got the ProTrek N50 tires. Back in the day, that's about the widest tire you can get. Now the rear end is a 1958, 59, somewhere in the late 50s Oldsmobile rear end. Back in the day, that was the biggest and strongest rear end you can put underneath the hot rod as far as the handle horsepower and all that, and also one of the better looking rear ends. So behind that was supported is original Model T truck rear spring with a perch, all fully chrome plated. Now when it comes to the gold leaf work, I have my buddy Little Bill. He's a pinstriper and letterer up in Indianapolis, do all the leaf work for me. And he does amazing work. So the rear end, America 70s Eagle, I have an Eagle on it. So there's 5 different colors of variegated leaf on here. So right here is what they call a red variegated leaf. Right here is green variegated leaf. This bottom wing is black variegated leaf. Now this is solid gold where the banner is. This middle where the star is, this is blue variegated leaf. And the 1971 stands for when the car was originally built. Now, about the American engineering, everything on this car besides gaskets, seals, and oil is all American-made product. Nothing's aftermarket on this car. Search for stuff and parts on this car that was original from back in the day when the street running stuff first started and show rods first started. So nothing is cataloged, bought, or made for this car. It's all from back in the day or handmade, not from China. Well, I appreciate you guys checking out the car right here, but what we have been doing with the car, when I say we, my dad and I, we've been doing this stuff together for a long time. We're best friends. John Cooper is his name. And if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here right now doing what I'm doing. We're enjoying the show, family affair here. Well, what we have been doing back in January, we did the Cincinnati World of Wheels, was the first show of the circuit, the ICA circuit. Done well there, won best rod there. The next show was Louisville Bluegrass World of Wheels down here, won best rod, and we've done very well there. The third show went down to Birmingham, another best rod right there, we've done very well. Also same in Milwaukee. I had all my points to make the finale for the end of the year for ICA. Went up to Detroit just for fun, and I got second place rod up there and got another point just for fun. So we're doing very well. So after this week, I'm going to take the car apart some more, make things nicer, tidy up a few more things. Then we're going to be in January in Chattanooga at the World of Wheels. And then probably that Louisville indoor car show again, the Bluegrass show. And then the following will be Pittsburgh at the end of January. That'll be where the finale is. Then after that, might be Tupelo, Missouri. It might be Kansas City or Omaha. Don't know. We'll just see where the wind takes us. So we're going to be showing the car again for another season, see how it does. Because if anybody knows anything about these cars, a T-Bucket is not known to do very well in the show car world or today's standards. It's like a has-been, but this one's doing pretty well. It's kind of impressive and just kind of being the underdog, bringing things back. But after that, then we're going to start prepping to get on the road, and it does run and drive, but I haven't fine-tuned it as far as alignment yet, but it's ready to go. But I just like to keep it clean for as long as I can and enjoy it and show it and then enjoy it on the road.